Welcome back. In today's episode, we discuss time management and how to effectively use your time.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast
with your host, Thor Conklin.
Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. Today's question comes in from
Jeff from Westchester. And Jeff simply says, always struggling with time management. Between work, fitness, family, fun, always a struggle.
Join the crowd.
Really?
I mean, who out there doesn't struggle with this? Well, look, some struggle more than others, and I certainly struggled in this area for a long, long time. But I've come up with some skills, some tools, some strategies, and psychology around time management, and I'll share some of these things here. And again, this is something I could spend a day speaking about, but let's see if we can just knock this out in a couple minutes. The first one that I believe is the most important is stop trying to manage time. There's nothing you can do to manage time. Now, what do I mean about this? Time is going to keep ticking away every single second of every single day. It's not about managing time. It's about managing you. You have to become a master at managing you. What you think, what you focus on, and what you do. But here's a couple of tools and tricks and strategies to implement. Number one, you must schedule what you want to get done. And you do not schedule in your mind, you schedule on a calendar. Second, you must keep your commitments to others and yourself. If you schedule a business meeting at 2 o'clock on a Friday, do you show up? I certainly hope so. But what happens is you schedule on your calendar at 10 o'clock on Friday to sit down and start writing some of the content for your upcoming program, a sales letter, whatever it is, and you don't keep it because you're not keeping your commitments to yourself. You must learn how to keep your commitments to yourself. Everyone struggles with this, and this is overcommitment. We try to squeeze way too much stuff into every single day, and our calendars look like this mess of a gazillion different things that we're trying to get done. Why would you schedule two things in the same time slot? You do not want to be doing two things at once. Multitasking is not the way out. Do we schedule the important things first, or do we delay those later in the day? Well, some of you are scheduling the most important things later in the day, and you're not getting to them. Peak performers schedule the most important things to get done first thing in the morning, first thing in the day. If you're not familiar with block time, research this. This is simply taking time in your calendar. I suggest using 50 minutes and turning off every single device that you have that's not in use. You need to turn off every single device, every alarm, every bell, every notification, every computer screen that you're not using. As a matter of fact, most of the block time that I schedule, I'm away from my computer. I'm in a separate room. As a matter of fact, I sat down to do this podcast today, and literally I'm working next door. I'm not even in the same room. I'm next door working on a project, and I'm using paper and pen. I'm not putting it on the computer because what'll happen? Something will come up. An email will come up. My phone, not even close to me. It's like I'm in a business meeting. I am in a business meeting with myself. One thing I will do for that 50 minutes, so I'm not trying to figure out when that 50-minute ends, I put my phone across the room. I put an alarm on it. When the alarm goes off, I know that I'm ready to hit the next project. And generally what I'll do is I'll take 5 minutes after that 50-minute block time just to stretch, grab some water, grab a cup of coffee, or do something just to kind of break it up so I feel refreshed for the next block. Here's something I really find that people struggle with, and that is if it's got to get done, it's got to be me. They don't delegate. Another strategy, stop trying to do everything. Figure out what doesn't need to get done. Figure out what are the most important things to do and just eliminate them. Get them off your calendar. Don't do them. I've done a podcast in the past about being very careful what you say yes to. If you can't figure out how to say no, you're going to have a really difficult time managing your time your energy, and managing yourself. Find some tools that help you. One of the ones that I love is Amazon.com. Every time I've got to order something or something comes up and someone asks me to get something for them, and I still find myself kind of slipping back sometimes. I remember I needed some hangers. I'm like, I'll just go to Target down the street and I'll go get I'm like, wait a second, what am I doing? Why am I going to get in the car, drive to Target, go to the store, pick out the hangers, and then drive back? I just wasted 45 minutes. It took me 30 seconds, well, maybe not 30 seconds, 2 minutes on Amazon.com, ordered the hangers, and then they got delivered to my door. No time wasted. So use your time wisely.
And on that note about finding what works for you, I want to step in here and say this. Make sure that you use the tool that works for you and your personality and the way your mind works. I met a girl at a workshop a year back that wrote everything down in a spiral notebook. And I'm always inclined to use notebooks to write things down. Other people don't like that. They think it's not advanced. They think it's not technology. They think it's déclassé or not savvy. But here's the thing. You cannot tell me how my mind works and where and how I best receive information. You can't do that for me. So I can do everything you can do, but I might have to manage it in a different system, in a different tool, in a different way. And so make sure that you're not letting society or people around you dictate how you do this time management, because the most effective tool will be the one that speaks to your personality.
Yeah, and technology's gotten so much better. Now they have scribe pens and scribe notebooks, which is literally an electronic pen that writes with ink, but it knows how you wrote it. And what happens is that pen then talks to your computer, and everything you wrote in your spiral notebook is automatically uploaded into your computer, into Evernote or Dropbox permanently, and it's searchable. So it's gone a long way, and I'm a big proponent of pad and paper.
Yeah, and if you want to do that scribe, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you, I was with your daughter, and I've been with her on more than one occasion. She's a lovely 22-year-old tech-savvy girl. When she gets ready to go make an appointment, that girl pulls a spiral-bound calendar out of her bag. And I looked at her do it the other day, and I thought, all right, girl, you are old school. But it works for her. And she's not letting you 50-year-olds tell her that she's supposed to use some technology app to keep her appointments. Good for her.
Well, go figure. My daughter bucking the system. Well, I like the pad and the paper because what happens is, I don't know if anyone's like me. Of course, I do know that you're like me in many ways. And that is, when I go to my electronic calendar, everything's on my electronic calendar, as you know. But I keep my daily task, I write it from my electronic calendar onto paper, and then I turn my calendar off. Because what happens is, I'm on the calendar, and then I see something, and then something pops up on the screen and goes, oh, you just got an email from so-and-so. I'm like, ooh, I haven't heard from them in a long time. And then I click on that email, and then about 2 hours later, I'm on some website looking at puppy videos. And I'm like, how did I end up here? Mm-hmm. I just eliminate the distraction, turn it off. I turn my computer screen off all the time. And what I've been doing recently is I get out of my chair and I go to another part of the office. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be doing that in about 30 seconds here when I'm done with this podcast. I'm leaving the room and I'm going to work on another project.
Yeah. We appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you truly living your potential? Are you getting the results that you need, want, and desire? There was a time in my life where I was not, and I needed answers. For the last 16 years, I've been obsessed with the question of why some people achieve massive results and others do not. And I found out that it comes down to one thing: execution, and the ability to take your ideas and plans and dreams and turn them into reality. That led me to the question, what are peak performers doing that others are not doing? How do they think? How do they act? What is behind the science of execution? I have now uncovered the secrets to the science of execution, and I want to share them with you. I have an intensive 3-day event called the Business Execution Summit. If you are truly committed to taking your game to the next level and mastering the science of execution, the most important skill that you will ever acquire, simply take your phone and text the word BE Summit, one word, to 41411 and I'll send you out some additional information on our upcoming event. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already done so, please head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show. Also, please share this with family, friends, coworkers, or anyone that could benefit from this information. To make it very easy to share these episodes, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode that you want to share, and you can post it to your timeline. You just might be helping one of your friends on Facebook by sharing it on your page. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. The email is info@thorconklin. While at the website, please sign up for our weekly newsletter with additional tricks, tips, tools, and psychology on how to be a peak performer. Remember, these episodes are anywhere between 6 and 35 minutes and are meant to be consumed during dot time doing other things. Until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.